everyone. Welcome to the Stittsville train station, or what was the Stittsville train station, but not the first one. We'll tell you the history behind that in just a moment. I'm joined by Barb Bottriell. She is the president of the Goulbourn Township Historical Society.
Right.
Did I get it right?
You did.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
So the station that we're standing in front of wasn't the original train station here in Stittsville, was it?
No, it wasn't. The original station was actually built down here, closer to the road. This is really just a replica to represent what used to be. And what used to be was a very busy train track, a railway track, and the first station was down at this end. And I have a picture of this, perhaps you'd like to have a look at that close up.
We've got...
This is the railway, station, and these are all the tracks. You can see how many tracks there were.
So you've got freight tracks and then passenger tracks.
And there used to be, just where we're standing on this asphalt, there were in some cases 24 trains a day.
Up until 1990, the tracks were actually laid down here, right?
There were, but at that time there was just one one train going through, the Trans-Canada train.
And all of those tracks have been torn up and replaced with this asphalt track that actually the Trans-Canada Trail that goes from coast to coast.
Yes.
But what happened with the original station? There's kind of an interesting story behind that.
Well, what happened was in 1870 there was a big fire in Carleton County. And Stittsville, the village, used to be a mile down there. So they were going to have the railway here, and the village was there. But the fire wiped out the village. And so when the train actually came through, there was no village here. But because the train tracks came through, then the village started to be rebuilt all around the train tracks.
Right.
And so Stittsville became a railway hub for this area. And I guess what's a little ironic is that now the main part of Stittsville, the commercial center, has moved back to where it originally was. So we've gone full circle. But the trains were very important in Stittsville's history, about 1910, right up to 1990. But it was particularly busy in First World War, Second World War, all through there. They used to bring cattle here and ship it out west, all sorts of things, right here on this track. A very, very busy place.
A lot of history rooted in many of the rural towns that surround Ottawa.
And that's why we have this play structure and the water thing. It's significant. It actually means something. It's not just a cute little station and a water tower and a train. It actually has some historical significance.
And now the Trans-Canada Trail is used by so many different people. You and I have been standing here for less than 15 minutes, and we've been passed by upwards of a dozen different cyclists and runners, and again...
There's horses too further down.
Oh, really?
Yes, horses use it as well. Yep.
I didn't realize that was an option.
Yes.
And the trail goes from coast to coast, like I said, and you can actually head to the Trans-Canada Trail website and not only look at a map of the layout of the trail, but also there's an option to sponsor portions of the trail because, of course, all of this wouldn't be possible without the generous donations of people from across the city.
No, that's very true. And this is still a real hub of Stittsville, even though the commercial center has moved again, as we said.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming out and speaking to us this morning. It's really interesting to hear the history behind it all, because a lot of people in my generation would see the asphalt trail and think nothing of it.
Yes, that's right, but it has a history behind it.
Very nice. Well, thanks again, Barb. And there it is, a brief history behind the Trans-Canada Trail. Head to their website for more information and to learn about ways that you can help sponsor the trail that goes from coast to coast all across Canada.